Coming up on WFT's Midday, students honor a fellow Gator's life and bring attention to scooter safety.
Also, President Trump will deliver an address to Congress, making this first speech to both chambers since his return. What he will discuss and why it matters.
And the Trump administration's tariffs are in action. How this will impact your spending, WFT's Midday starts now.
Watching WUFT Midday.
Welcome to WUFT Midday. A University of Florida student died Sunday night in front of Southwest Recreational Center after her scooter collided with a vehicle. I'm Radaysha Robinson.
And I am Isabela Reinoso. The UF community is mourning the passing of Nayla Holland. A vigil took place at 7:30 last night in front of Southwest Recreational Center to honor her life. The university released a statement confirming Holland died March 2nd as a result of the accident. She was a student at the College of Agricultural and Life Sciences, majoring in animal sciences. She planned to serve her country as U.S. Army officer after graduation. UF's College of Agriculture and Life Sciences sent an email to students. The email expressed grief and described Holland as a soft-hearted and kind, and always having the best smile. It also reads, Nayla was actively involved in the Army ROTC program at UF, volunteering in sporting, recruiting, and tabling events. A friend of Holland's remembers her as a person with remarkable character, saying, Nayla was always fun and easygoing, but most importantly, she was always sweet and kind. Her smile was contagious, and her compassion towards others and myself was a breath of fresh air. A beautiful soul has passed. UFPD said the incident is still an ongoing investigation. Students are taking to social media to express their condolences and are urging the student body to come out to the vigil to honor a fellow Gator. The scooter accident is a common focus of discussion around campus. Students who spoke with WFT News say they're taking precautions.
WUFT Isabela Saloma joins us live to tell us how this accident is creating more alertness for those who ride.
Students say that Hull Road has minimal lights and sometimes is difficult to navigate. The accident happened on Hull Road next to Southwest Recreation Center. A 20-year-old, Nayla Holland, who was a University of Florida student, died in an accident Sunday night. Many students we spoke with say they will take extra precaution when riding.
Seeing everything unfold last night, it's just kind of scary and shows you to really take your time at the stop signs and always look, because you never know how fast a car could be coming compared to you on the scooter going 15, 20 miles per hour.
Students say that they would like to see a stoplight installed near the rec center. Friends and community members placed flowers near the crash to honor her life. At the vigil held in her honor, people reminisced about her energy, her love for crocheting, and her joyous spirit. Live in the studio, Isabela Salomon, WUFT News.
In national news, President Trump is set to address the joint session of Congress tonight, talking about the action he's taken in his first few weeks in office and laying out his vision for the future. NBC's Alice Varr brings us the latest from Washington.
This morning, trade tensions ramping up, with China announcing retaliatory tariffs on some U.S. food imports, Canada vowing similar steps in response to new U.S. tariffs that took effect overnight, including a blanket 25% tariff on all imported goods from Canada and Mexico, and an additional 10% on Chinese imports.
What they have to do is build their car plants, frankly, and other things in the United States, in which case they have no tariffs.
American companies now bracing to eat added costs or pass them along to consumers. This Michigan auto parts producer imports 30% of its materials from Canada.
It means dramatically increased costs that we might not be able to recover.
At the same time, President Trump pausing military aid to Ukraine, according to two U.S. officials. After a public clash, the president asked what it would take to restart negotiations with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky toward a peace deal with Russia.
I just think he should be more appreciative, because this country has stuck with them through thick and thin.
Democrats urging swift action.
Without our assistance, this gets very, very hard for the Ukrainians. And by the way, it gets easy for Russia. This is what Russia wants.
Democratic lawmakers also inviting fired federal workers to President Trump's address to Congress tonight. Erin Rehill lost her job with the Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency after her boss assured her she was safe.
We have justified why you're vital to the organization.
She wants to put a face to the nation's federal workforce.
When you work for this country, you feel a pride in the work that you do.
As President Trump prepares to defend his vision for the country. In Washington, Alice Barr, NBC News.
Consumers and businesses in the U.S. stand to pay a hefty price for President Trump's tariffs on America's top 3 trading partners. Nearly everything the U.S. imports from 3 nations are subject to tariffs of at least 20% on goods from China, 25% for Mexico and Canada. The effect on Americas won't necessarily be immediate. It could raise prices for food items, electronics, toys, appliances. Cars and car parts could also become costlier and harder to find because vehicles sold in America are no longer purely American made.
Top FBI official James Dennehy has retired under pressure, according to 5 sources familiar with the matter. Dennehy was the head of the FBI's New York field office. 2 of the sources say that Dennehy was given the choice to resign or be fired. In an email sent to FBI staff members today in New York, Dennehy confirmed that he had been ordered to leave, writing, quote, "Late Friday, I was informed that I needed to put my retirement papers in today, which I just did. I was not giving a reason for my decision." Last month, Dennehy promised to, quote, "dig in" after the Trump administration removed senior FBI leaders and requested the names of all agents who worked on January 6 cases.
Severe weather is pushing across parts of the South, affecting more than 55 million people. This violent storm could bring tornadoes, blizzard conditions, and heavy rain across several states. Officials in New Orleans were forced to make adjustments to the city's Mardi Gras celebration. The National Weather Service reports winds could top more than 50 miles per hour. Sections of Texas and Oklahoma were under a tornado watch for part of Tuesday. Meanwhile, major storms with downpours, wind gusts, and tornadoes and hail are expected from eastern Texas to western Georgia.
The weather here has been looking up lately with some warmer days scattered around. On my walk here, it was a little bit chilly, but the skies have since opened up. WFT's Jadyn Bottini joins us, and she's tracking storms that will be impacting our area tomorrow morning.
We've had a sunny couple of days for us, but that's not the case for tomorrow. We're tracking this system right now. It's sitting over Louisiana, causing severe thunderstorms there and even some tornado warnings in the flashing red. We're going to continue tracking that in just a little bit. Looking at campus right now, those clouds are already beginning to make their way towards us. We still see a little bit of blue skies, 78 degrees right now, pretty breezy, winds about 17 miles per hour. As we take a look into tonight, 73 degrees by 6 p.m. By midnight, we're down to 67 and 69 degrees by 4 a.m. as those storms begin to roll in. Coming up, we're going to take a look at our warm temperatures remaining today, tracking our storms tomorrow and a slight cool down on Thursday.
Bike riders, this story is for you. Alachua ranks in the top 25 Florida counties from crashes that end in serious or deadly injuries for pedestrians and cyclists. During Florida's Bike Month, Gainesville police have tips to keep you safe on the road. Officials say drivers should look for bike riders, especially when it's dark out. If you drive next to a bike, yield to the cyclist before making a turn. Riders are asked to stay alert and wear protective clothing and gear. If you need gear, GPD is giving away helmets and bike lights throughout the month.
A woman is currently facing felony charges after shooting at police in a Walmart parking lot. WFT's Emily Drelick tells us about the incident that shut down part of Butler Plaza for hours.
A scary scene in Gainesville. Authorities say a woman, armed and agitated, barricaded herself in a Walmart parking lot in southwest Gainesville. The woman, 56-year-old Brandy McLaughlin, initially called the police to say she accidentally fired a gun in her trailer. When officers arrived, she began shooting. Walmart and surrounding stores went on to lockdown as the shooter kept firing at officers during negotiations. Police later found out she was armed with an assault rifle and 2 handguns. She refused to come out unarmed. You can hear pops coming from the direction of her trailer and the voice of police trying to get her out of the vehicle. The arrest report says McLaughlin seemed to be hearing and seeing people who weren't there as officers tried to calm her down.
It was clear that she was experiencing some sort of mental health episode, perhaps even to commit suicide by cop.
After nearly 6 hours, officers took her into custody. Emily Drelick, WUFT News.
McLaughlin is facing 22 charges, including felony charges of aggravated assault and battery. The state of Florida filed a motion today to keep her in custody before her trial.
A woman was bitten by an alligator in Florida's Polk County Monday. It happened while the woman was paddling at the Tiger Creek Preserve. The Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission said she was bitten on the elbow. The woman was taken to the hospital for her injuries. A nuisance alligator trapper was dispatched to remove the gator.
The Gainesville Police Department is cracking down on drinking and driving across Gainesville. GPD ran a city-wide DUI enforcement detail, resulting in 28 traffic stops, 21 citations, 20 warnings, and 2 arrests over the weekend. According to the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, 32% crash deaths involve in drunk drivers.
The U.S. Postal Service is warning consumers about the dangers of imposter scams and how to spot them. USPS is celebrating National Consumer Protection Week with tips on how to protect yourself from scammers. Imposter scammers work hard to convince consumers that they are friends, relatives, or work for a legitimate source like a bank or government agency. They then take personally identifiable information and use it to steal money from their victims. USPS is reminding consumers it will never send you an unsolicited text, and any text or email claiming you have a USPS delivery problem is designed to steal your information. The agency also released the tips on screen as guidelines you can use to keep your money and information safe.
Registration for the Alachua County Eco Case Challenge is now open for residents. The 3-month-long scavenger hunt aims to encourage eco-friendly habits. It also features a $2,000 reward for the winners. Teams of 5 can compete in the series of challenges across the county to promote stability, recycling, and waste reduction. From March throughout May, you can answer trivia questions, attend community events, and visit eco-friendly locations around the county. There will also be a bonus prize throughout the game, like gift cards and gift baskets. Teams registration closes at 50 teams, so don't wait to register. The rules to the registration are on the screen right now.
Now let's take a look at today's traffic flow with our DOT camera looking at I-75 for our lovely Paynes Prairie. Traffic is flowing nicely during your lunch break with a partly cloudy sky. WFT's Jadyn Bottini is in the studio weather to break down a stormy forecast for tomorrow.
We've had some comfortable temperatures and sunny skies recently, but that is not the case for tomorrow. We're going to be experiencing some severe thunderstorms in our area. This system sitting over Louisiana right now is going to make its way to us. They're experiencing severe thunderstorms right now and even some tornado warnings. We'll track that in just a minute. Right now, looking at campus, those clouds are beginning to roll in. Skies, a little bit of blue peeking out, 78 degrees, slightly breezy, around 17 miles per hour. Our temperatures right now, 77 in Gainesville, Ocala, and Palatka, 74 in St. Augustine. Tomorrow, looking at the timing of this rain, 7 a.m., no rain yet, 68 degrees. 9 a.m. is when we'll begin to see the rain pick up, 60% chance of rain, 69 degrees. 11 a.m. is when we're going to see the bulk of these thunderstorms, 90% chance of rain. Into the afternoon, we're expecting sunny skies by 5 p.m. tomorrow. This low pressure system is what's causing all of these severe thunderstorms with this cold front attached along this line. That's going to be where we're experiencing the most severe weather, and this storm will track all the way to us. Taking a look at the risk of this storm, right now sitting over most of Louisiana, parts of southern Mississippi and Alabama, they're under an enhanced risk, meaning wind gusts up to 80 miles per hour, and tornadoes are possible in this orange area. In the yellow area, that's a slight risk, and a marginal risk, a little bit of a less severe risk in the green. As it heads towards us, most of North Florida is in this green marginal risk area, but in this yellow area, it includes Jacksonville. The hazards include wind gusts up to 60 miles per hour, and an isolated tornado or two is still possible. Looking at the timing of this storm, tonight it's going to creep into the Panhandle. Most of it's still over Alabama. As it continues to head our way, Wednesday morning is when we're going to be beginning to experience that rain. And as we head into Wednesday afternoon, it's already cleared off pretty much the East Coast, leaving South Florida with some clouds, but skies are looking pretty clear already. But there will be some cooler temperatures following it as we head into Thursday evening, and Friday morning a high pressure system will head towards us. Looking at the timing of this cool in temperature, 48 degrees Thursday morning. As we head into the afternoon on Thursday, we're up to 63 degrees in Gainesville, 64 in Palatka. Heading into Friday morning, we're back down in the 40s, 44 in Gainesville, 44 in Ocala, 44 in the Villages, 45 in St. Augustine. And heading into the weekend, Friday evening, we're back up to 74 in Gainesville and 74 in Ocala. Taking a look at the weekend forecast, high of 75 on Saturday, high of 68, a little bit cooler on Sunday, but a rainy weekend overall. Expect rain pretty much all weekend this weekend. Looking at the rest of the week, tomorrow expecting those severe thunderstorms, high of 76 degrees, a little bit of a cool down on Thursday, a rainy weekend, and warming back up next week, almost up to the 80s on Tuesday with sunny skies.
Now let's head over to our Noticias partners for a look at today's top stories for a Spanish language audience.
Hola, soy Kristin Vital con tus noticias en 90 segundos. Las importaciones de México y Canadá suben al 25% y 20% para productos de China. El presidente Trump ha dicho que los aranceles van a forzar a los vecinos de Estados Unidos a parar el tráfico de fentanilo, la inmigración ilegal y presionar a las fábricas de mudarse dentro del país. El primer ministro de Canadá anunció un plan de represalias y el presidente de México, Claudia Sheinbaum, pide serenidad. China respondió con contramedidas atacando las importaciones de compañías en los Estados Unidos. Los aranceles podrían impactar la inflación, el precio de la gasolina, las computadoras, ropa y juguetes. Aumenta la tensión entre Guyana y Venezuela por presunto buque militar venezolano que entró en aguas de Guyana. El presidente de Guyana, Irfan Ali, informó que el buque petrolero venezolano se acercó a aguas que Guyana considera suyas. Sin embargo, las autoridades venezolanas rechazaron la afirmación sobre la soberanía de las aguas, señalando que el área donde ocurrió el incidente aún no está determinada. Guyana anunció que llevará el caso a la Corte Internacional de Justicia, la ONU, la OEA y CARICOM, citando al embajador venezolano para protestar formalmente. El presidente Trump suspende la ayuda militar a Ucrania hasta asegurarse de que el país esté comprometido con la paz. Ayer, el presidente Trump ordenó una pausa en la ayuda militar a Ucrania después de una reunión el pasado viernes. Con el mandatario de Ucrania, Zelensky, trabajadores del gobierno de Trump dijeron que la pausa es para evaluar si la ayuda realmente está ayudando a lograr la paz. Trump insinuó que Zelensky no quiere la paz con Rusia y advirtió que no tolerará su postura por mucho más tiempo, mientras Zelensky dice que la paz aún está lejos. Esas fueron tus noticias en 90 segundos. Gracias por sintonizarnos.
Some new Barbie dolls are coming out to celebrate International Women's Day. The dolls include U.S. Olympic gold medalist Jordan Childs and Jade Carey. From the United Kingdom, actresses Hannah Waddingham and Juno Temple. From Australia, Grand Slam tennis champions Yvonne Goolagong-Cawley and Ash Barty. And from Brazil, actress Paola Antonini and real women she portrayed in a TV series, Kellen Ferreira. Now let's get over to WFT's First at 5 anchor Bailey Kornick with a look at what's coming up on First at 5 on Channel 5.
Later on First at 5, China and Canada have retaliated after Trump's tariffs went into effect. We're looking at local impacts. And Ron DeSantis just gave his State of the State address, laying out his agenda for the upcoming year. We'll have the key points later. And after a sunny spell, there looks to be a storm heading our way tomorrow. Let's make sure it doesn't affect your workday. All of this and more today at First at 5.
Before we go, one last check on the weather.
We're expecting some severe thunderstorms tomorrow with a slight drop in temperatures on Thursday, looking ahead to a rainy weekend and a slight warm up next week.
Thanks for joining us for WFT Midday. We're back here tomorrow for another edition.
We will see you later today for First at 5, Channel 5. Have a great afternoon.